Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. If you're new here, I'm your host, Andrea Hawk. So I hope you all are having a wonderful Monday morning and you're ready to start doing some designing. So I'll be your host for the next 2 weeks. Starting to see some of you guys pop up in the chat. Oh, so some familiar faces. Hi, Jack. We've got Joe. We've got Kinsler. What'd you guys do this weekend? Let me know if you did anything fun. I went to a Jonas Brothers concert, and I am not ashamed to admit that. I brought my husband with me. So we had a fun time. Let me know what you guys are up to. We've got Richard, Lindsay, Marissa. Aw, she said, "Hey, Andrea, I missed you." That's so sweet. So I am so excited that you guys are joining me. We got Maria, hello, Simone. Yeah, where are you guys from? Let me know. Matthew says lol, I think, to my Jonas Brothers comment. Jack Watson, he said, 2 trees fell in my garage. Oh my God, that does not sound good. A wedding, a lot of fun stuff. Awesome. Cool. So if there's anything that you guys are really wanting to focus on the next 2 weeks, a particular skill in XD or something, let me know and we can try to wrap that into our daily designs. So I'll be checking the chat throughout the stream today. Tatiana from France, Simone from Italy. Awesome. Let's go ahead and hop on over to behance.net/challenge/XD. And if you're new here, today's just going to be kind of a welcome day. We're just kind of dipping our feet, and I'm going to give you some of my favorite resources, some tips and tricks on how you can make the most of your 2-week challenge. So if you don't already know what it is, we host this every 2 weeks. We have a new host. We have a whole new set of designs. This one is September 16th through September 27th, so through next Friday. And if you're not already registered, go ahead and register with this big blue button right here. And when you click that, that means that every day at 8 a.m. in your Creative Cloud drop-down app up here, you'll get a notification about what the prompt is. Looks like I need to update some apps. So you can check up there, or you can check on this website, behance.net/challenge/XD. And each day you'll receive a new challenge, so something that we'll be designing together. You can watch me design real time right here. And be sure to join our community chat on Discord if you're not already a member. I think we've got about like 20,000 strong now, so awesome. Thank you guys all so much for joining that. And of course, be sure to watch right here every day at 11:30 Pacific time for a daily live show. Except for the weekends, we give you guys a little bit of a break. And then lastly, be sure to share your work to get feedback from both myself and the other mentors. We've always got some Adobe folks and some mentors on Discord if you want some feedback and things like that. So be sure to check it out there. And then below that, we have all of our challenges that are of course blank right now, but each day they'll be filled in and populated with whatever the prompt is going to be. So today, obviously there's not one, but tomorrow this will fill in. And then below that, if you want to be notified every 2 weeks when we have a new host and a new set of challenges, you can hit this subscribe button to be notified of that. And of course, if you don't already have XD, definitely download it right here. It's free. And if you're not a member of Discord already, you can click this link to join. And below that, we have all of our past challenges. So if you are still working on one of those, that's totally fine. You can browse through, you can still watch the previous videos, so that will take you to whatever that video was, and you can still download the starter files that we provide you guys. So I'll be providing you guys those starter files as always. So that's just a link to Dropbox, and we just provide you with some resources, some inspiration, some things to just get you started, make your designing a little bit easier. Cool. So that is a little bit about the homepage. Let's go ahead and jump on over into Discord. Oh, I don't have it open already. So again, if you're not already a member, this is a really, really awesome place for both new designers and seasoned designers If you're just getting started, definitely feel free to say hello in the introductions channel. We've got a bunch of different channels over here. It's kind of similar to Slack, but this allows us to, you can upload as many designs, screenshots, or links to your portfolio, your work, as much as you want, and there's no limits, so that's great. So these three up here are all the read-only channels. So that's where all the Adobe folks will be posting any updates on the live streaming and the Creative Challenge, of course. Below that, these three are very important as well. We've got the feedback channels. So current challenge, if you have a prototype, we love to see those. Or if you just have a link to your work, I know a lot of folks like doing that, to Dribble or Behance. So we can just click right through, give you some feedback if you want it. The cool thing about XD, actually, some of these I think you have to allow permission, but usually over here there's the ability to, like, we can actually give you feedback, so like right within the prototype, so that's really cool. And if you're still working on the past challenges, you can still get feedback on those. Just make sure you post it in there, and anything else in your portfolio. And of course we've got some advice if you're looking for career advice. This one I think is really awesome. I know a lot of times we have like new designers that are looking for, like, how do they even start a portfolio, what's a use case, just like general questions. So this has a lot of great advice in here, or like if you're asking about salary expectations, or how to switch careers if you're a developer over to UI UX designer. So those are really awesome. And then over here, of course, we've got all of the mentors and any Adobe folks and moderators, and then you guys below. Cool, so that is a bit about Discord. Definitely be sure to join and stay connected in there. And one thing I want to mention in the feedback channels over here is don't be afraid to give others feedback as well, like amongst yourself. There's a lot of you guys, so if we don't get to your work right away, you can definitely feel free to like repost it or say, hey, like, I really want this to be reviewed. So definitely feel free to give each other feedback too, though. So that is a bit about Discord. So today what I wanted to do is give you some of my favorite resources. You can get started with this 2-week challenge on the right foot. And I wanted to go through some of the previous challenges, some good examples that I thought really did a good job of presenting their work in Behance. So, move this over. The way that we find all of these is just going up to the search icon up here, and then I just typed in XD Daily Challenge. So that's the keyword. You want to make sure you add that to your projects, otherwise we won't be able to find it. So go ahead and click Edit, and then over here in Settings, you want to make sure in the Discoverability tab you have XD Daily Challenge as one of your keywords. Otherwise, we won't be able to give you feedback and we cannot find it. So you can add some other items like the creative field, category, some text about what the project is. So that's a little bit about how we find it. So you guys have been posting so many awesome designs, especially like the last few challenges. I've really been enjoying seeing not just like what you're creating, but how you're growing as designers. So this is like the whole point of the Daily Creative Challenge, is really to get you guys to level up, work on your skills, and receive feedback on your work. So this one, Jack, I know you're watching because I saw you in the chat, so I really loved this one. This was from the last one that I hosted like 2 weeks ago, I think. So this was the custom pizza building app, and I just think a lot of his, I have another one of his over here. I love like the header, it really draws you in right away. We know that it's from the XD Daily Challenge, you got the logo there, and then you have the before, during, and after of one of the specific screens that you're working on. And you don't need to spend like too long on these designs, maybe like 30 to 60 minutes each day. We don't want it to be, overbearing, but just enabling you to learn something new, maybe a new skill that you didn't know about XD before, or just design in general. And then I like how he has this in an actual mock-up, because a lot of times if you're presenting to stakeholders or product managers on your team, it's hard for them to conceptualize what is this actually going to look like in the real world. So showing it in an actual mock-up is great, both like responsive if it's on mobile or if it's on desktop or tablet like here. And the board behind is really cute. And showing the prototype as well. I think, this is the prototype. This one is so cute. So we see things, coming in and out of frame, not just like one element changing, but a few at a time. So switching from small to large. Yeah, just like taking us through the steps. What happens when you're clicking on up here, what happens down here when you're scrolling. This one I really liked. And he also made this one. This was the geocaching one. I just like this little like topographic, I think that's the word, topographical graphics behind, and then he's got the colors and these adorable badges. I love these so much. And then of course showing the prototype again. So we've got a nice little splash screen. Didn't even need to do that, but that was awesome. So not just showing the badges, but also showing like how you get them in this slide out menu and what happens when you actually earn one. So he's got a little overlay. So, okay, you just earned this badge. So showing how you got there. That one was great. Good job, Jack. That was Jack Watson. And let's see, this one by Gabrielle. So you can either post your designs like only one in each, like as a case study, or you can do showing all 9 challenges at once, kind of as like one complete collection. Either way is totally fine. So this one, the first one was like the habit tracker, and then we had this one was really cool, the Neuralink inspired like downloading your brain app. And this is kind of neat because he's using the same kind of design systems, using the same colors and fonts and such throughout all of his challenges. So that was neat. The e-reader book. So showing a little description for each, showing the actual designs just flat, and then showing a prototype. So a nice mix of presenting your work. So this one was, who was this? Gabrielle. Good job. Love that one. This one is another option of how to present your work. So Max, I just thought this donut one was so cute. So he again did it kind of the same way as Jack did, where each specific day is a new case study. And you can tell right away that all of these are part of the same challenge because they have the numbers on the top right. So this I think was a nice way to organize your work. Let's look at this donut one. This was so cute. So you got the description up here, the interactive prototype. Let's see what this one looked like. Click up here. Okay. I'm not sure what language that is. I don't know off the top of my head, but choose the language, and then it gives you the prompt. So we picked donut. Wrong. Okay. Oh, you have to speak. Yeah, awesome. So we'll definitely be doing a voice trigger one sometime during the next 2 weeks. So this one was really great. Let's see. Oh, and this was, I think from May. This was creating a design system for a music app. This one was by Fan Wong. And I loved that you totally don't have to do this, but he went all out with showing the mood board, so a futuristic look, kind of the neon vibe, so you know right away, right off the bat, what kind of feel you're going to get from this whole project, showing the typography. And one tip is I always like to choose a font that has a few different weights. I've said this before, but I will harp on it again. Like you can use the bold font for the header that you want to draw users in with first, and then maybe the light font for something that's a subtext right below that. So just ensuring that whatever font you pick has a lot of different weights. And then he showed all the colors and even went so far as to name the gradient Electric Tokyo, and then showing the icons. We've got some of the controls down here. So really went all out. You totally don't have to do all of this. And then the prototype down here. But this I think is really good because it shows potential employers how you work. So how do you start a project? Maybe you start with the mood board, and then you work your way up through typography, colors, and all of that. So this I think is a really great example. Nice job, fan. Really love that. And one thing about this one, so some of the challenges are progressive, where like each day works off of the previous day. This current like 2-week challenge is going to be something different every day. I think it keeps it a little more fun and just you're looking forward to what the next one is. But so that was for the design systems. And yeah, just loved this one. Let's see. Okay, so next I wanted to jump into what the actual Dropbox download file is going to be each day. So today's day 1, obviously. It's going to be an XD file, of course, every day. And today I don't have anything filled in, but just wanted to kind of let you know what it's going to look like whenever you download it. You don't even have to use this. You can just go wild with your own creativity, but I think this is kind of helpful to just give you a list of some of the resources that I've found helpful, give you some inspiration of like what other kind of similar apps are out there, and just get the juices flowing. So day 0, we'll tell you what day it is. I'll give you a little bio description about what the challenge for each day actually is and what specific skill or feature that we want you to focus on in XD. So whether it's like auto animate or voice triggers or some other kind of prototyping, you can use those in each day, or you can mix it up, whatever you feel like. So time-saving, helpful stuff, said Eric. Thank you. And then below that, we'll have some inspiration. It might be some concepts or actual apps that are already out there just to kind of spark some inspiration for you guys. And then below that, we'll have some resources. I know I went through this in my previous, 2 challenges ago, so I thought I would call out some new ones maybe that I don't think I mentioned last time. So a list of a bunch of icons. These are just a few. There's so many resources out there for both free and paid icons. Jollycons is one of my favorites. You do have to pay for this one. I think it's like $99 for like 500 icons, but this style, okay, it's not loading. Yeah, this style is just like really my vibe. They're all outlined, matching very perfectly, like rounded corners, just kind of cutesy. I love those. So this is called Jollycons. Yeah, $99. But there are a bunch of free resources. So the Noun Project, this one is free. So I just typed in bike, you can type in whatever. And this one, they have a bunch of different styles. Some are filled in, some are more detailed, some are outlined. So this one is great. I don't remember some crazy number of icons that they have in there. So that one is a great resource. Photos. So we are going to be doing one particular one on Thursday with photos. So I recommend Adobe Stock. You can do a trial if you want. They have 30-day free trial. You can get 10 free stock images. But this is great. There's also Unsplash, which is, let me look that up. Just copyright free, really high quality images as well, and they're free. Some mock-ups and tutorials. Our very own Howard Pinsky, he created this awesome website, letsxd.com, and so he's a YouTuber, if you guys didn't already know, and he creates amazing tutorials on his channel and on here. This is all about XD, and I really like this tab, the Snackables tab, because it's just super short tutorials about specific features within XD. So like responsive resize or overlays, scrollable artboards, things like that, drag triggers. So this is a really great resource. And then like all the way from Snackables to like getting started to pro tips if you want to do something a bit more advanced. Number counter, that one's really fun. Some animated charts. Yeah, just a whole bunch of really cool features within XD. Totally all over the spectrum of newbie to seasoned designer. So definitely check out this website. Let's see. What else? This one is awesome as well. I just discovered this kind of recently. It's called checklist.design, and it's just a collection of best UX and UI practices. So a lot of these other resources that I have are like downloadable items like photos and icons and such, but this one is great because it's about UI practices. So it tells you when you click on login. So this is a login page. What kind of things are in a login page? Well, you've always got like the logo, the title, account identification, password, all of these things, some additional options below. And then they give you some examples, some articles about that specific page, and resources as well. So this is really great. They've got a bunch of other components about search, how do you make a search page, and they just list everything out for you. It's awesome. And then Product Hunt is a place where I find a lot of these design tools. So they've got design books, design tools, you can search in there. So I just went up to this little drop down, and they have topics right there. And yeah, just a bunch of awesome tools like pixels and some books about anything you can imagine UI wise. Let's see, I think I clicked through most of these. The Noun Project and Unsplash. Yeah, so those are some of my fave resources. And then I wanted to quickly just touch on plugins. A few you might want to download. So if you didn't know, let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so we've got 3 icons down here in the bottom left. So this one is for all your assets, your colors, character styles, and components for each artboard. And then you've got your layers. I only have this one artboard, so only one right there. And then below that, we've got plugins. So this is all the plugins that you have downloaded. And you can also find new ones by going up to the plugins panel at the top. And then you just click Discover Plugins and just search for whatever your heart desires. There's usually something related to what you want in here. So like, I'll type for search. Bunch of things for search. Awesome. So a few of my favorites. The one that I always use is this one called Lorem Ipsum. So all you have to do is just make a text box and then like start typing something, and then you click fill with placeholder text, and you can choose a bunch of different details, include line breaks. You can choose if it's actual English or Latin. Let's choose English. And then you just click insert text, and it'll insert a bunch of sample text for you. Instead of like typing out lorem ipsum, dolor, all of that. So this is great. Another one I love is UI faces. So maybe you're creating some personas, and you want to say like, okay, this app is for these specific type of people. You just click this and then UI faces, and you click apply, and it automatically takes some photos from free websites, and it will fill that in with some UI faces. So that's an awesome one. Love that. That is about all the time that I have left, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. And next we have Mix Champagne. She's going to be working on design systems, and we'll start bright and early tomorrow at 11:30 on our first actual design. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for joining.